Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Rule the Waves as the United States, episode number 38. I just spent like 20 minutes recording an episode which will never see the light of day. It's just, what a bunch of garbage. All I did was sit there and tweak with this damn design, and yes, I'm just spoiling everything right away. What we were looking at originally was the Mars class. Let me kind of repeat my steps here, but just very quickly. What we were looking at was the Mars class, and I was looking at this 433. And that is 10 guns, 10 18-inch guns. Speed of 28. I mean, I really started to consider a lot of the comments I got, which were really good. They just made me question a lot of different things. First thing I was thinking of is 18-inch guns is absolutely enormous for a battle cruiser. It doesn't even make sense. Another thing I want to think about or take into consideration is how much is the engine weight right now? So this ship is basically 52,000. If I drop it down to 22, it's now 48,000. So you save 4,000 tons to get this speed difference of 6 knots. That's a lot of speed, and I mean, actually, you're gaining. It's not like the speed, like going from 22 to 28, the ratio of that is. It's like something like a 30% increase in speed. But the cost, I mean, is not going up by 30%. It's not going up by much at all. And maybe 10% at the most. So, but nothing else is changing though. The belts and the guns are all staying the same. Anyway, I have this in mind now that I'm not going to do the Mars class. I'm actually going to do a Dreadnought. And the reason why this is my decision right now is because why can't you just design one? Thank you. What the bloody hell is this? Ugh. Gross. Very gross. Anyway. What I decided is let's go with the Dreadnought first. And why is that? Because the weight savings, the 4,000 ton difference between speed 28 and speed 22, that's only going to get lighter and lighter the more improvements we get in technology, especially related to engines. But even if the weight of the engine is based on the weight of the ship, so even if other armor decreases, that also still has a indirect benefit to your engine because your engine doesn't need to be as big to support the smaller size ship. So I think that's a really big benefit is all those weight savings you get are going to affect higher speed ships the most, especially bigger, higher speed ships, so essentially battle cruisers. So for this reason, I think we should just design a Dreadnought first. And I was looking and I was like, what are the Tychos? Well, they're already 22 knots, which is pretty good. I was also looking at my list of names. We don't have one for the Dreadnought. But if you already saw this, it won't be any spoiler here, but I think we always got to go with a Tortuga or Turtle. I don't know what exactly the class name will be. I'm calling it Tortuga for now, but it's not going to be 22,000, 29,000, whatever. It's going to be as big as they get. So I'm thinking of making this the 18-inch gun ship. Now, the good news is we don't have, so for people who are asking about 17-inch guns, if I had quality 17-inch guns, absolutely, that's what we'd use. First of all, we want torpedo defense. I was thinking about this as well. Most of the reasons why we lose ships, I mean, the number one reason why we lose ships is torpedoes, right? Think about the Battle of Cape Cod. The ships that we lost were all torpedoed. If we had torpedo defense to protect against torpedoes, like when is the last time one of my ships was gunned down just by shells? It's extremely rare. So now that could happen more if we come up against 18-inch gun ships because those things can just decimate things. And certainly we have been able to destroy ships just through gunfire. But torpedo defense is the main thing. I also went through a very long, detailed, which unfortunately is gone now, but the episode just kind of got out of control. I was designing for like 25 minutes or something like that. Sorry, quick aside, we don't have advanced director yet. This is extremely unusual for the United States in 1928. I don't know where our technology is. I have this feeling like we set research speed down to like 90% instead of 100%, but we didn't. It's at 100%. Just for the United States, they're usually the tech leaders in everything by this time in the game, or at least right up there with Great Britain for everything. And I feel like I'm behind where I've been in other nations for this time of the game. Now maybe that's just because the most obvious thing to look at for that is naval guns. And I am behind in like areas which are just extremely crucial. 6-inch guns, 17-inch quality 1 guns. The other ones you don't really care about, right? I don't really care about 14-inch quality 1 guns and stuff like this. But yeah, anyway, so let's go back to this design. Okay, fine. Forward, aft, aft, forward superimposed, aft centerline superimposed. We'll make them all triples. We'll pretend that that's the case. We'll change the exact numbers in a second here. You can see that they're all the same except for the forward superimposed. And that's because it actually has to be propped up higher than the front gun. If we use the aft centerline superimposed, this one gets propped up by the superstructure itself, so it doesn't require extra weight. Put this down to 2. Now, the question I was having about the belts and all that is, what is an appropriate amount? I think 110 is plenty of shells for 18-inch guns, my god. But let's look at what would happen if we were using 15-inch quality 1 guns, which is like a low mark for penetration. Like maybe, I don't have quality 1 16-inch guns to compare, but I'm just going to use this as my, like, what can penetrate this ship's armor. So if we go to gun data, it shows that up to 20,000, these guns will penetrate anything below 15 inches, basically. Am I going to want to put 15 inches of belt armor on this ship just to stop 15-inch quality 1 shells at 20,000 yards or more? Is that really what you want to do? And this is the... you can do this, and I, like, part of my min-max head games or whatever, like, the designer in me, the min-max designer in me, even wants me to go lower than, like, 11 or 10 inches even. I just want to make this essentially enough to stop something like 8-inch guns. Which means that, yeah, we need probably like 12-inch. Wow. So, wait, what's 6-inch guns? Sorry, 6-inch guns. Okay, let's go to 7-inch guns, because those, if I can stop these, I can stop 6-inch guns. But I don't have quality 1 6-inch guns like probably the rest of the world has. So I need 10 inches for this. So it makes me feel like, okay, 10 inches is enough for anything I want to do, which is basically just stop 6-inch guns. And I'm stopping 7-inch guns, so that should be good enough, right? Even at 3,000 yards, I assume that this will probably work. Maybe it won't. But if they're at 3,000 yards, they're probably going to be dead almost instantly because I'm using 18-inch guns. Anyway, so that's the rationale I have about belt armor. And I'm just going to take this up to 11. This is like, for me, a role-playing... I only have role-playing justification. The numbers kind of speak to the fact that you shouldn't use this much armor. And this is why I don't use big belt armor, because most of the time you can't stop the shells that are going to be doing enough damage to actually sink you. We don't really even care about the smaller 6-inch guns penetrating us unless it's like they're focusing fire a lot. Now the other thing we should look at is deck penetration. So at 20,000 or more, the only thing which has a chance of stopping it, or so I should say 20,000 or less, 4 inches of deck. Now that's very reasonable. I'm okay with getting 4 inches of deck. Let's see what the quality 1 16-inch guns require. 4.1. Now, I don't know if this is exactly correct, which I should have said, of course, about the belt as well, that I think that there's some angling calculations which can happen, which, like, is this belt penetration for a perfectly perpendicular hit? In which case, almost never that will be the case with shells. They'll always be coming in slightly at an angle, in which case the effective belt armor should increase. Does that mean that I can actually try to get, I don't know, let's just imagine it's a third bigger armor, then I only need 12 inches of belt to stop 16-inch quality 1 guns from 20,000 yards or further. That's so far, though, that they're going to be penetrating from anything less than 20,000 yards, and I usually get pretty close anyway. So I'm just going to put this on here at 11, and we're going to build the ship around the other values. Mainly, I really strongly want better turrets. Those are something I'm really willing to sacrifice other things for. So let's get it up to 18 inches, and we're going to have immediate problems with weight. What? We don't have? Why not? Oh. Wow. Oh, here we go. Torpedo defense. Okay. Something was wrong. So we probably will end up using only 110. I'm going to put 115, but if we get close, I'll put this down to 110. These are not supposed to be like track down the enemy, shoot them to pieces, whatever. We're not going to run out of ammunition with 110 shots as it is. That's actually quite a lot. I mean, we could see in the Battle of Cape Cod, I didn't have ships running out of ammunition. I had ships dying. So if you can sacrifice a little bit of weight in your longevity to front load the fight with more potency, you eliminate enemies quicker. And what I mean by that is if I lower the rounds per gun and add a gun, I'm basically firing all that ammo faster. I'm going through it faster, but with the hopeful or expected benefit that I kill an enemy ship faster, thus meaning I don't need as much ammo later in the fight. The fight's already won. I don't know, this is just a lot of talk. There's a lot of theory crafting going on here. I'm still mad, really, really mad that we don't have our quality 1 6-inch guns. It just blows my mind. So let's look at what we have going on here. We have 11, 4, 11, 15. I could bring this down to 14 even, because the US doesn't have a big problem with turret flash fires or anything like that. Let's upgrade. This looks so ugly. There, a little better. And she's a behemoth. Let's, gosh, put these things where they ought to go. Had it right the first time. No. Damn it. Damn you! You know what? Just get out of there. Okay, there. There she is. She's only a 2-funnel ship, which makes her prettier, in my mind. Okay, so that's it. That is not what she's going to look like. But I'm way overweight, but why is that? It's because I haven't gotten down to the actual thing I want. Instead of being 3333, we can get quite a lot of weight savings. Let's just do that again. So this is minus 732. I mean, the only difference is going to be basically this. Increase, decrease, 563. So we save, what, 200 tons? That's not that much. Then if we increase 563, I think this will actually go down. I mean, to get worse. So increase negatively. Let's decrease. 563, 563. Oh, no, it is better. Okay, good. That is really interesting. I did not know that, but it is really interesting that having 2 3-inch guns is worse than having 1 4-inch gun and 1 2-inch gun. I mean, sorry, inch, whatever. 1 4-gun turret and 1 2-gun turret is better than having 2 3-gun turrets. That's really interesting. And from a probabilistic standpoint, this is our expected damage output for these guns, even if one of them is disabled, is the same. Because it's just as likely, supposedly, for this turret to be disabled as this turret. So our expected number of firing is 50% times 4 plus 50% times 2. So it's still 3. Which is half of, obviously, if we had 2 3-gun turrets, then the chance that we lose one of them means that obviously we're definitely going to have 3 guns. But our expected value and our actual value are the same then. Not the case with the 4 and 2, but expected value is the same. So what if we do something like this? Well, it shows that we're still out. We can't quite do this. So what I think I'm going to have to do is go with a slightly modified King George V. Some people probably say King George V. I don't know. And I really did want for my 18-inch gun ship to have 4 turrets because I thought it would have been pretty extreme, pretty cool. But if we delete this and we increase this, we can get away with this. So now we actually have a little bit of weight remaining. We can go up to 115 here. So this is kind of a crazy ship. It has 11 guns, but in only 3 turrets. And not only are they 11 guns, they are 11 18-inch guns. So this is just an absolutely devastating weapon. Now, did I already talk about this? I think I talked about this in the never to be aired babbling episode, that I don't know how much Frederick, the developer, has modeled into the game the historical problems with the quadruple turrets. So I think historically they just had reliability issues. From the thing I read, if I remember correctly, when they were being tested, when they had firing exercises, they had to stop using these guns more often than the triple turrets, just because something was more likely to go wrong, I guess, with 4 guns there, like maybe 33% more likely to go wrong with an extra gun than having less guns. I don't know the exact numbers, but that's just my guess. Is it leads to more problems, which leads to the turret being disabled a little bit more often. Is that modeled in the game? I tend to think so, just because this is a very grognard type game, and those kind of details I imagine would be modeled, but I don't know exactly. So let's go into what we want this ship to do. So our penetration at 20,000 is still about 4 inches, which means if we can get a 4.5-inch deck, oh my gosh, we can. And I think that's enough room for advanced director. So boom, we've hit it. We know exactly what we're going to do. This thing doesn't have torpedoes though. Damn you. Oh, that's a lot to ask not to get torpedoes. I do want torpedoes. Well, I mean, we don't really need them. For the extra, is it worth it for 5 extra guns? 5 extra shells per gun. So 5 extra volleys at 18 inches is probably way more effective than torpedoes. Let's clear them. Let's get them out of here. So we'll go back up to 110. I mean, these are 18-inch shells. They're like mini torpedoes. Each one of them hitting. And it works out. I kind of want to bring this down to 10.5 just to make sure that Advanced Director fits. I'm like nervous. Does Advanced Director fit in 23? I think so. Maybe it doesn't. And I really hate the fact that this is not going to come with quality 1/6-inch guns. So what I'll do is I'll save this for now. Yeah, get Director. Thank you. Let's see the cost. Let's pretend that we're going to build her. We won't yet, but oh my god, 180 million, 6 million a month. Maintenance is only 791. You know, could be worse. But these ships have, what's the maintenance of the Philippines? Probably, yeah, I think that's not that bad. Maybe it's decreased per turret, so if you have less turrets, I mean, maybe it increases non-linearly with the number of turrets, not just the number of guns. In which case, yeah, we have some benefit there. So anyways, let's just hope and pray and everything that this gives us quality 1/6-inch guns. Okay, finish the reconstruction, getting even more. Oh man, they're sinking a lot of stuff. Yes, we're going to have to continue. So somebody was asking about using the invaders a little more aggressively, like not just running them out of battle every time. Their effective use is so limited. What we'll probably do is use them against the convoy ships, which is what this person was suggesting, and that is a smart thing. But anytime that there's actual battle in the future or whatever, we just cannot use them because they are god-awful at combat. I mean, just to remind you, they are 200 ton. Like 2 3-inch shells is enough to sink this thing. They have 1 2-inch gun. This gun is not going to do anything. It barely will do something. It's like a machine gun. It's going to take a long time for these things to even sink transports or transport ships. And 1 torpedo because it's mandatory, right? So this is just a terrible ship. Absolutely not are we going to want to bring this into battle. So maybe I didn't make that clear enough by showing what this ship is made of. It's not made of anything decent. So we'll run her away until the beautiful, fantastic, supposedly legacy, but really just amazing Grand Rapids class gets in there and clears up all the other ships. So what we can have these invaders do is kind of run behind the... That must be an AMC. It is. We have an AMC, which is... I kind of want to get rid of this objective now. There we go. Got rid of it. So what do we have here? We have an AMC, which is something to worry about. Let's sink that thing immediately. We have a Minesweeper, which I'm not going to worry about. And I'm not seeing anything else here. Okay, so The AMC is definitely enough, could easily sink all of our destroyers. Minesweeper I'm not worried about. Does the AMC have torpedo tubes? No, just mines. Okay, that's really good. So this thing, these guys go up here, they target that thing, they're already launching torpedoes. And then basically they've already sunk this thing, I'm sure, and they have. So now just focus fire on the AMC. Aragon, there it is. Okay, and make sure that we're doing manual targeting. Good. Okay. It should have been a no-brainer for them to focus on that. They're not focusing on it. Okay. Let me help them a little bit more. Feel free to launch torpedoes, by the way. And these guys can come in and just clean up the transport ships, but that is impossible. How are they not firing at the... Okay, now they are. Oh, it's their 4-inch guns which are firing. Okay, that's fine. Okay, good. So we're now hitting her with 8-inch guns. She doesn't have any armor, so this is just... She's already dead. Okay, so these guys can come in here and clean up all... Everyone can help clean up. That's fine. I'm actually kind of curious. Do these ships have enough... Their 2-inch guns, can they actually sink anything? I mean, I guess they can launch torpedoes, which is what they just did. Anyways, it's just... There, yeah, it didn't matter. Okay. So that was pretty simple. Should be helpful in terms of getting that invasion moving along. And now, yeah, we were talking about moving in a big force to Northern Europe. Let's see... These guys are in good shape. I don't have time to do a big fleet fight due to the amount of time I already spent babbling on about the Tortuga class, which may not be the final name, but... So we could bring these Yosemite class ships in. You guys don't need to be in the Caribbean because it looks like... Wait, actually we do want to be in the Caribbean because that's where the invasion is going on. So, actually, let's move 2 more. Okay, man, this is... Where do you move ships? Oh, they're already in there. We already have the Philippines in the Caribbean. Okay, so we don't need any more we don't need Ticonderogas there. In fact, we might even force an invasion of Nova Scotia, just eliminating all of their presence on the East Coast entirely. Point difference here is only 2 to 1. They have 2 dreadnoughts here, supposedly. That's good to know. The Invader class can move into Southeast Asia as soon as this is over, though. And we still have enough points there. 131 to 37, that's good. So that's 3 to 1, over 3 to 1, almost 4 to 1. Is it 4 to 1? No, definitely not. But it's, yeah, it's actually not much over 3 to 1. It's about 3.5. Yeah, killing them here, and then what? They have most of their ships here, and the Germans still haven't, even though they like incredibly outnumber them, they haven't put their ships on not raiding or whatever. Ah, Jenkins, poor Jenkins. 1-5, that's good. Convoy defense. They only have 1 light cruiser. What's the worst that can happen? It's really not good to say that right before you go into battle, but anyway. Oh my gosh, it's over. Yes, indeedy. So, why can't I control those ships? It doesn't matter. We don't need to control anything but these 2. They're going to get the job done for us. Ooh, it's a battlecruiser. Oh, how exciting. We can now control these. Support, line ahead, squad max. Interesting. Do we control the Rushmore? We do. Good. So, line We can force our destroyers to run ahead and just alter the path of the battlecruiser. That's all we need to do. Oh boy. Pause, pause, pause. Inflexible. Alright, this is an armored cruiser, battlecruiser. Take your pick. It's really not one or the other. I mean, I guess it is a battlecruiser, but only barely. It does have the armor of an armored cruiser, frankly, but it just has the guns of a... It has the guns and maybe not even the tonnage. It has just the guns of a battlecruiser. That's the only thing which is making this a battlecruiser. But hey, that's perfect for us. We'll take a nice easy kill. Get the Rushmore out of here because armored cruisers and battlecruisers like this are especially good at sinking those. So just go. We might just do chase on. Okay. We might just chase them. I don't care about broadsides. Get really close. Like, what's our distance to target right now? 15,000. So this is probably as far away as I usually engage is 15,000. But I always like to get close, because it increases my accuracy, and, well, we can see the results. So that's going to be a dead ship. Let's get the Rushmore in to sink their destroyer. Okay, we're starting to hit the Gala class. That's good. Good, we've pinned her in. I mean, I'm sure she's sinking. I'm sure she's already dead. What we're interested in now is, I'm actually going to change focus to the Gala class. This is going to seem weird, but yeah, okay, well, it doesn't matter. Hit her, hit her. Ah, there it is. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, that was a nice, quick, easy victory. Should help us with our invasion in the Caribbean. So yeah, I don't even think I moved the extra ships into the Caribbean. Yeah, we still have 4 in the East Coast. Oh, I think I know who's going. Yes, indeed, I think I know who's going. No, 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 no. Only the elite may join. And the Tychos, because they're just insane. So now let's get our best... Oh, God, they're... Oh, that's right, we don't have the quality 1/6" guns yet. You bastards. So frustrating. Let me just really try to force something here. I mean, shoot, I actually am already pretty... So I also talked about how I should just get a few more... Somebody, I mean, it might be the same person 10 times in a row. I don't remember exactly who commented on what most of the time. Sometimes I do, but not usually. I don't think there's much more to do in this category. I'm actually not sure at all what's left here. So let's bring this down to low as well. See what happens. And I'm already trying to spy on everyone who possibly has this technology. The leaders of technology should be Germany, Great Britain, France. So, message-wise, we're not losing money yet, right? Definitely not. Usually I think of this funds, if it gets to be like 2/3 of the yearly budget, then I start thinking they might take it away. So we did take away highway. Funding continues in New Providence. 14.7. Wow. They're really going... They must be on unrestricted. Okay, we are actually fighting this. Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. It is daytime. Good. So we'll be able to watch them run into the port. I'm not even sure it's worth... I'm just going to try to cut them off. I'm going to do this in a weird way, so I'm going to let my destroyers act as bait for whatever this is, which must be a light cruiser. Oh, it might be just a destroyer. Wait, who do we have here? The Benny class. Oh, it's perfect. It's a gun. It's the gunnies. The gunnies. The gunboat destroyers. All right, go on in, my boys. Hold fire. This one's for the destroyers. Here we go. Let's see what you guys can do. And maybe like 22. We still want to stop them from getting home, but... Take it to them. I'm not too impressed so far. There we go. There we go. All right. I don't know. That was it was okay. I mean, it gave the destroyer something to do, but I can't say that. I mean, I turned off my light cruisers in that engagement intentionally just to give the destroyer something to do, and they still had one guy take medium damage, another one take light damage. No. The light cruisers would have done all that just perfectly. And that's why I don't think a gunboat destroyer is a good thing, and I won't be doing those like on nations where I'm a little more scrapped for cash. Because the light cruiser already fulfills that role much better than any destroyer ever could. Just way better. And the destroyers fulfill the torpedo role much better than anybody else can. So just have things stick to their roles is my point here. Or at least what I will be doing. I just create very specialized roles for these ships, and the roles for destroyers never includes using guns. Come on, guns. Okay, good. Mount Rainier. A raider on the East Coast? Could it possibly be a... battle cruiser? The Mount Rainier should still be able to handle. Well, maybe not. 2.5-inch deck is not much. A battle cruiser? It's not going to be. Okay, good. She's probably going to head back to port. So yeah, she's a Flora class light cruiser. 28 knots. She might be able to get away. So we'll just move. I mean, I guess we can push her to port. Yeah, she only has Nova Scotia, so we just stay a little bit northward of her. She'll have to cut back eventually. Wish I could turn off fuel warnings without turning off ammunition warnings. Maybe I don't need any of those warnings. Just trying to wiggle a little bit. Have we landed any hits? A couple, right? 13, 13, 13, 13. Yeah, we've landed quite a few. Okay. Well, this was a fun little episode full of these little fights. Getting the Tortuga class designed. Waiting on quality 1 6-inch guns before we can do what I want to do. I know. You know what? Let's just do it. I'm going to redesign and redeploy all these because I don't care. We can't wait any longer for this. We just got to go ahead and just... Oh my god, they're using really old fire control, but that's okay. And when we replace the turret, it's going to... the weight savings will go into that. And we'll have much, much, much better ships. So let's do this save and rebuild and just build them all. It'll take 3 months. It's fine. Do it. And we'll come back out, and then it'll probably take another 3 months for them to be... Okay, we've taken Trinidad now. I mean, we're invading... We've taken New Providence, and we're invading Trinidad. Army wants more resources. You know what? For the first time in, like, ever, we'll make do with less. Okay, the small engagement. God, decline that. Unexpected. No, oh, okay. God, this is just bizarre the way this war is going. And I mean, we're already so happy with the way things have gone. We don't need our ships up here anymore, our invader class. So let's go ahead and do the unthinkable and move every single one of these to Southeast Asia. Okay, good. So then we just have, we don't need much. Great Britain doesn't have any more colonies in Northeast Asia, so we probably don't need much there to defend. And we'll move them all down here to hopefully force an invasion of some stuff. I mean, let's be really greedy about it. Why not, right? I think the Germans are going to have to be our last enemy. Do we fight another enemy after this? It is 1929. Yeah, we probably could go one more, but it's almost episode 40. My god. Handle it. Oh, we don't care. Give it maximum publicity. Okay, accept. They only have a Dreadnought and an AMC here, so this can be an AMC. Okay, fair enough. There it is. And we will... Ooh. Wait a second. Okay, that second ship is worrisome. That could be a Dreadnought. It's moving too fast. Okay, come on in. Take care of the destroyers. I guess Aurora just takes care of everything. Okay, let's move on in. Don't let her get back to port. Now, she doesn't have any armor, the AMCs, so you can take advantage of that. Even destroyers can do damage to her. Whoa, almost hit the Aurora. Yeah, so she's a goner for sure. Let's switch fire. Yes. Okay, let's switch to the Dune. I don't know why. It seems like it doesn't take spacebar as a proper response unless you're at the minute mark or something. A lot of times you hit space and nothing happens. And that can be a little bit frustrating. Okay, it is their main target. Good. Sighted an enemy aircraft. That's interesting. They were. It appears like they were starting to build the frame for aircraft into this game, but that was another good thing. That's just going to help our invasions even more. Okay. One more turn. 38 minutes. No, let's call it to a close here. Okay, so we'll keep rumbling forward with this war, which is just... It's just resulting in utter American dominance throughout the world. I think we've taken 2 colonies in the East Coast. We've taken 1 colony so far in the Caribbean. We've taken a colony in Northeast Asia. And we're about to take another one in the Caribbean. So that'll be 2, 2, and 1. That's 5 colonies that are possibly going to exchange hands before even the final war toll, which is going to be horrible. A horrible, price to pay for the British. Although last time, as the Japanese, when I was fighting the British, they did get off several times very easily. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll keep thinking about what to do about the Tortuga class, that final dreadnought. And I do want a final battlecruiser as well, but it's just the 6-inch guns. I don't know. That's the thing which is limiting any kind of decisions right now on new light cruisers, on the dreadnoughts, on even... Well, the battlecruisers maybe I could get because I could just go down to... Maybe I could go down to quality 1 16-inch guns and do 5-inch gun secondaries. It's just frustrating. I wanted 17-inch guns on the battlecruisers. I think that would be a really good ship. Anyways, until the next one, thanks for watching and take care.